Europe is home to more than 2 million researchers, and the bloc wants to attract many more. The European Commission has seen an opportunity in the restrictions imposed by the US government on the scientific community. The Choose Europe for Science initiative promises more resources and less bureaucracy for researchers coming from outside the bloc. In EU Decoded, we investigate whether this is enough to make the EU a world leader in science.
The European Commission has promised a new €500 million package for the period 2025 to 2027. €20 million will be earmarked specifically for research projects with industrial applications. A new 7-year super grant will provide researchers with long-term career prospects. Researchers who relocate to Europe have a top-up beyond the grant, and that amount will be doubled this year.
In her speech to present the initiative, the President of the European Commission said that the EU needs to stand for science. Ursula von der Leyen added that is the fuel for growth and progress. What do Europeans think of this race for scientific genius?
Virem para cá é uma concorrência desleal para com aqueles que já cá estão, não é? Portanto, viver na Europa já é um incentivo para quem quer que seja.
Não sejam sempre os de cá e para lá aprender, que também possam vir para cá passar a mensagem, os conhecimentos.
Acho que fazer a ponte com a indústria também é importante para se financiar essa própria investigação científica.
Pewnie, że tak, bo nauka to podstawa i im bardziej będziemy wykształceni, wszechstronnie będziemy wykształceni, tym dla nas wszystkich lepiej.
Myślę, że to nie jest zły pomysł, szczególnie, że jeśli to są takie osoby, które serio się na tym znają i są pożytecznymi osobnikami, które mogą czegoś nauczyć młodych ludzi, to myślę, że to nie ma żadnego...
My colleague Amadine S. covered this announcement for Euronews. In her speech about the initiative, Ursula von der Leyen never mentioned the situation in the United States. However, many people thought they were indirect references to President Donald Trump's recent measures in this area. Could you explain a bit that context?
The President of the EU Commission stated that the role of science in today's world is being questioned, and she even stated it was a gigantic miscalculation. So let's keep in mind that in the United States, the Trump administration has launched major offensives against universities. So some federal budget was cut, some research grants were terminated. Researchers are also banned from using some words such as climate change or women in their papers, or they face the risk of losing access to funding.
There is not only a financial announcement here, there is also the mention of a new European Research Area Act. What's the goal of that legislation?
So one of the goals of this European Research Area Act is to enshrine the freedom of scientific research in law. The EU Commission made it clear the main priority of the Choose Europe initiative is to make sure that science remains free and open. In fact, in Germany, for instance, academic and research freedom are seen as fundamental rights, and they are already enshrined in the German constitution.
There is also a lot of emphasis on using science to create new business opportunities. What will be the novelties in that front?
The novelty on that front will be that the EU Commission is planning to put forward a European Innovation Act, as well as a startup and scale-up strategy. And basically the aim is to cut red tape and to facilitate access to venture capital for European companies. And this is not a new idea. It was already put forward in the Draghi report on EU competitiveness, which was suggesting to create a research and innovation union in order to foster EU competitiveness.
Let's look at the state of investment in European science. In the EU budget for 2021 to 2027, distributed among the 27 member states, €93 billion has been allocated to the Horizon Europe research program. In addition, each country decides its national investment, with significant disparities. Belgium spends 3.4% of its GDP, while Romania only 0.4%. In total, the bloc spends 2.2% of its GDP, and the Commission has set a target of 3% by 2030. But even this figure is well below that of other advanced regions. The United States with 3.5%, Japan with 3.3%, and China with 2.4%.
Our guest is Ekaterina Zahariev, European Commissioner responsible for startups, research and innovation. Welcome to Euronews. I'd like to start by asking what is your opinion of the recent United States government measures towards academia and other scientific institutions, not only in budgetary terms, but also even political guidelines about how to do research?
In Europe, we do differently. We don't tell researchers how and what to research. We respect scientific freedom. We respect scientists, and everybody is free to research, and they're welcome in Europe.
That's why the European Commission is presenting the Choose Europe initiative. Do you think it will be enough to attract researchers from all parts of the world, considering that the ones that are already working here face, a lot of red tape, bureaucratic problems, short budgets as well?
We have an excellent programs, actually. This Horizon Europe, it's the brand name program, the biggest, actually, program in the world for research and innovation. So we are really very focused on reducing the red tape, reducing the reporting, so to say, focusing on how to make the program more accessible for the small research organization, for the smaller companies, for SMEs, which will spare time and money for the applicants.
Scientists fear that the next research framework program will be kind of short of money, and at the same time that it might be even diluted into the new competitiveness fund. What is your strategy?
The public funds will be never enough. So what the Commission is working and is focused is how to see more investment coming from the private sector in research and innovation. But what we are lagging behind and what we have problem, and I speak a lot with both with the private sector but with academia, is really to transfer this knowledge, to transfer this discovery to the market. So this is the goal of Competitiveness Fund. As I said, research innovation program, the framework programs are in our treaties. So there will be a research and innovation program, but connection with competitiveness is really crucial, I think, for deployment. So it will be win-win.
A quarter of the world's researchers work in Europe, making it one of the most productive in terms of new knowledge. The bloc is considered a leader in some areas, such as robotics, space technology and pharmaceuticals, for example. This is a highly competitive sector worldwide, and the EU member states will have to open up their pockets in order to attract the best to its academia and industry.